Today's episode 24 in a Pipe podcast. On October 27, 28, Kozminski University in Warsaw hosted 2 exclusive Agile Masterclasses for managers, project leaders, and portfolio managers. These sessions brought together participants from academia and business in a hybrid format, creating a unique learning experience.
Today, we'll dive into the highlights of these masterclasses, featuring insights from Oleksandr Prokopiv and Ewa Mika, and discuss how Agile is transforming leadership across industries.
Hello, Oleg. We spent a very wonderful and insightful day together learning about Agile Project Management in practice. Can you, what do you think about Agile practices and why they are so relevant for today's managers and leaders?
First of all, many thanks for invite, and it was amazing, interesting experience. About Agile and core advice that I believe I should give to everyone. First of all, that Agile can bring more collaboration for the people, for managers, and it can be good pace for innovation, for leadership, be more people focused, first of all, because when we are talking about waterfall approach, we are more process focused. When we are talking about Agile, it's first of all about people and about innovation.
Okay, so what are the most significant differences between the predictive, so waterfall, and agile approaches that managers should understand these days?
First of all, we should avoid some kind of biases about the huge difference between two approaches. First of all, we need to think about that Agile, it's not only about the iteration, it's about different mindset about value delivery. When we are thinking about waterfall projects, we are delivering value end of the project, so meaning that we can use benefits from our projects, from our engagements, only after the project is successfully finished. When we are talking about Agile, it's not about sprints, iterations, it's mainly about that we would like to use benefits from our project delivery after each iteration to ensure that we are maximizing this value, and we can think about it as revolution and evolution. When we are thinking about waterfall is we have state as is, then we have state to be, and revolution transition. When we are thinking about Agile, it's more evolution approach, when we are starting with small steps, bringing value, growing this value, and scaling up.
Okay, so maybe you can share a real world example how this transitioning from waterfall to Agile made a major impact.
Here I have 2 major stories from 2 different companies where I was part in. So one, it was long time back when we had bottom to top change about mindset and starting working like in Agile-ish way. When we started with some Kanban and simple approaches, Kaizens from lean management and switching to Agile, thinking about how we can deliver value faster. And it was rather more people, human-to-human interactions using different Agile tools and techniques, time boxing events, time boxing duration of our project execution. And the scale of such change was smaller, but when we started sharing best practices, showing people how we are working, it was really good change about overall mindset. However, I should highlight that it was on very low level of the organization. Second example that I was part of, it was related mainly to Agile transformation, big product transformation, when we were switching not only in Agile project, but product delivery. And it was full philosophy change about the company. So we were working in an IT environment and we were changing about how we are talking about delivering the value for the organization. When we are thinking about how this value should be set up, how we're scaling it up, how we are planning it. And first of all, we burned the walls because we had business people, we have IT people, and it was quite difficult to collaborate with them. And then we had a situation when to deliver the value in Agile way of thinking, you can't be isolated. You need to understand how business works, how everything is set up, how to talk to the people, and how we can co-create value together. So as a result, second transition was top to bottom, and main difficulty was how we're empowering people to move through this transition, what kind of skills, what kind of techniques, still what kind of processes we should implement to empower people for proper collaboration. Not only that from today you are working on sprints, you have product iterations, you have some kind of agile ceremonies. It's not only about it. It's about understanding how you can deliver the value using agile tools and techniques on wider scale organization.
So based on that case and your experience, what advice would you give to the organizations starting their agile transformation?
First of all, main statement, build clear vision. And second one, ensure that you are empowering people to go through this transition. And empowering means, first of all, to set up strong middle management, because when you have the vision, someone needs to realize this vision. And it's not only for directors, for senior managers, but mainly for middle management to understand how this transformation should work from top-level organization to bottom and from bottom to top, because they link in the entire organization and they should understand how all those mechanisms, all those stakeholders, all elements of this strange puzzle should put together and how it effectively can work. Then we also need to transit it to bottom part of the organization to understand that how people should work together, how the business works, and what are their input to overall company, to overall value. So to sum up, business delivery is mainly related to clear communication, collaboration on all levels, and we can't skip any part of it. So we should not tell that we are starting working from Agile from today, and people say, okay, we are going to do sprints. It's not only about that. You need to be 100% sure that when you are working and talking about Agile ways of working, product delivery or project delivery, that entire organization works together from bottom to top, from top to bottom, including strong middle management that can realize this change.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so for people that want to deepen their Agile expertise, what paths or certifications would you recommend?
Currently, nowadays, we have a lot of different options on different levels to start with. I believe first and the most important one, if you're thinking about starting your career, my personal recommendation is to think about what kind of skills you need. Because if you obtain the certificate, it's rather proof that you have some knowledge. You can learn about something, but still, what kind of career path you can select. Entry level, it's junior Scrum Master in the organizations that you can obtain different kind of certificates from different methodologies, and it's only starting point. Then you are mastering and you are thinking how to utilize those skills. If we are thinking about transition for matured middle or senior project managers to agile ways of working, my personal recommendation is to expand way of thinking from project to product delivery, because it's providing wider perspective. And for example, thinking about some certificates about product owner, product manager, because it's adding additional paths, how we can work with business people, how we can scale up to ensure that we are a part of something bigger, not only our project delivery, but how entire organization works and how those relationships are established. So understanding the role of product owner, product manager brings additional value. And if project managers have this part, they have more opportunities, for example, when they're staying longer in the some industry, because they have business knowledge, they have project delivery knowledge. If they have in these product skills, agile delivery, they can grow to product managers, product line directors, chief product owners, etc.
Okay, thank you very much.
On day 2, the focus shifted to Agile leadership with Kanban, facilitated by Ewa Mika, an experienced Kanban coach and lecturer at Kozminski University.
Hi, Eva.
Hello.
It's wonderful to see you again. Thank you for these wonderful workshops that we had with you. We have some questions we wanted to ask, and I will give Laura the first question.
So during your workshop, you conduct a simulation game. So what insights did participants gain from this simulation game?
So I usually try to engage people in my presentations as much as possible, and simulation game is one of the ways that I can do that. And here I did a simulation game that was showing the participants how being busy not always equals the work being delivered. So we were measuring how much the busyness influenced the efficiency of workflow. And I hope, of course, that participants took from this exercise and from the simulation that sometimes it's better to focus on less things at the same time in order to complete them faster and to deliver more in the end.
That sounds really interesting. And can you tell us about visualization? How does it work? What participants did?
Sure, yeah. So visualization is one of the Kanban practices, and it's, in my opinion, the most important one. It's the first one, because you cannot manage or you cannot improve things that you cannot see. So you need to visualize the work, visualize the process, so the workflow, and only then you can make informed decisions and see how the work goes. During the simulation, we were visualizing the busyness of the people by showing separate cards and symbols, like if they are performing the work or not at the same time. And that was also a key, because everyone were able to see where the inefficiency lies when we are focusing on too many topics at the same time. So the visualization is like the basic thing that we need to be able to improve further.
Wow. So could you share like example of that, a real world example, how this transferred like people efficiency?
Sure. I have a lot of those examples. Right now I'm working in the technological company KMD, where I work with a couple of different teams, and especially the teams that were not suited for Scrum framework and it did not feel their kind of work very well. Those teams were doing their own processes, and I used Kanban practices to help them improve those custom processes to be as efficient as possible. And while they were reducing the work items in progress amount, and they were increasing the focus and making data-informed decisions, measuring the impact of the changes towards their workflow, they were able to increase the delivery rate even twice, so like more than 100%, meaning that they were doing the same tasks, same size of tasks, similar priorities and everything, but they were just completing more because they were more focused on completion of each task than just to start as many tasks as possible.
Well, that sounds incredible. Can you also, we spoke about visualization, but for visualization, of course, we need data. Can you share what role data plays in agile leadership nowadays?
Sure. It's really important for people to measure what we are doing. For a very long time, and well, even today, there is still a lot of managers and companies who are doing the decisions and making decisions based on feelings and best guess. And right now, when we have such great software for big data analysis, and we have such great possibilities to actually see the metrics that we gathered and use the statistical approach, then I would strongly recommend for everyone to do that, because then and only then we can see if the improvements that we introduce are actually helping out, if we are actually improving in the ways that are important to us. If, for example, time to market got shorter, or maybe we are delivering items faster, or maybe we are able to change priorities from day to day, which we weren't able to do before, right? So no matter what we would try to improve, we should try to measure the impact of this improvement to our daily work. And only then we can see if we are doing things that matter.
Thanks for a lot of insights. So last question to sum it up. So could you give one advice for managers who want to lead in an agile way? What would it be?
So while the focus on people is really important, especially in agile approaches where people and interactions are in the center, we cannot forget about data-based decision making. To forget about the feelings and that we have and the best guesses, and try to make data-based decisions, because only then we can actually do those cycles of inspection and adaptation and those cycles of continuous improvement successful.
Great. Thank you very much.